KHTS. Today we have an in-studio guest who is here from the Albert Einstein Academy. This is, what's your name?
Lauren Piper.
Lauren Piper, hello and welcome to the studio.
Well, thank you for having me.
Oh, let's figure out why let's try that again. Say hello one more time, Lauren Piper.
Hi, how are you?
Here
Thank you
you
for
are.
having me.
We just talked about the fact that you're new to doing this and I'm new to doing this. I'm learning how to push buttons. You work with little kids. You probably don't push any buttons. They push yours. Would that be almost appropriate?
Almost.
Okay, tell me, you've been teaching first of all, you teach the third grade.
I do.
And
the best grade.
You know what? Is an awesome age.
It's
There's
an
something
awesome age.
magical about 8 and 9. And I remember those were my favorite school years. I mean, I liked all of it.
Yeah.
But there was something super.
It's a very formative year for kids. We notice that they really start to show who they're going to be at this age. And it's really fun to watch them grow and help them.
Is this a point where you start asking them questions like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And you get real answers as opposed to, I want to be a fairy princess or...
Absolutely, and especially at Albert Einstein Academy, we're a STEAM school. So we're focused on science and technology, engineering, arts, STEAM, mathematics, and most of my kids want to be engineers, they want to be mathematicians, they want to be the president. They have big goals.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, why is your school different? What's the main thing that if you had to give what they call an elevator pitch, you got 30 seconds to tell me why I should put my kid in your school.
Right. Well, it would take me all day to tell you all the wonderful things about it. But number one, we are a STEAM school. This is an exciting time in education, and STEAM and science and technology and engineering is so important for our young people, and especially the girls. The girls are just so excited about math and science. And other than being a STEAM school, we bring in the art and the math, but we also have foreign languages taught at the school. I have 8 and 9-year-olds that I sit and watch who are learning Mandarin.
Wow.
Amazing. We have an amazing Mandarin teacher. We have a Hebrew teacher. And the kids get to do half their year in one language and then half the year in the other. And then as they progress through the schools, at some point when they get into junior high school, they'll then decide what they really want to study, what language.
I think that's wonderful. I was always a little bit envious of European kids who were encouraged because the countries were so close to them.
Right.
And yet we're kind of resistant here. We just want to learn English. And it's like, the world is getting smaller and smaller. They come to us, we go to them, and there's a lot to be said for learning other languages.
Right. And also what I have noticed as a teacher, because I sit in the class and I watch and I help I've noticed that even those struggling students, those few students that may be struggling in other areas of education, can blossom through a foreign language and can really help their self-esteem. It helps them in many other areas where they realize that maybe I'm having a difficulty in one spot, but wow, I can speak Mandarin.
And isn't that the way that life should be? All right, I struggle in one area, but I excel in something else. It builds a well-rounded person.
And we focus on differentiated instruction at Albert Einstein. We have leveled math groups. We have leveled reading groups. We have GATE programs, which is the gifted and talented. We have intervention for those kids who need extra. So I know that all the grades work hard. Of course, I work for the best grade, which is the third grade team.
That magical year.
Yeah, but we all strive as a unit, and our administrators as well, to make sure that we're differentiating and that all the kids are getting, what they need to help them grow.
Now, how many kids are in your class?
I have 23. Mm-hmm. We are capped out at 25. We will not have more than 25 students in our classes, and that's amazing. I mean, it really is.
Now, I know Albert Einstein Academy, one of the things I hear a lot is that they're a very hands-on school.
Absolutely.
What are the kind of things you do in your class with your third graders that's hands-on?
Well, project-based learning is a must. We are really enjoying project-based learning. We have done, I was counting before I came in, we've probably done about 10 wonderful, really STEAM-based projects this year. We've done things like the kids have been given strips of cardboard and brads and fishing wire and a bunch of stuff, and then I showed them a video on bionic arms and bionic legs and helping the wounded vets. And they had to make an arm or a leg that did certain things. And we put them in groups. There's a lot of group work because, as you know, the world, that's how we work anymore is we have a problem, a group works on it, and they come up with a solution. And these kids are amazing. It's such a gift and a blessing to be able to watch them take all these little, nothing bits and pieces and come up with a robotic arm that the rules were they had to pick up a cup with it.
Wow.
Had to be able to pick up a cup.
So they are really, they're not just doing, lace doilies for, this is an amazing program you're a part of.
Yeah, and we're rubric based, which as a parent, rubric-based learning is really amazing because everyone in the group, parents, teachers, administrators, and students understand exactly what is needed to get the grade that they want to get. So if we grade on a number 4 scale, if I want to achieve a 4, I know what I have to do to get there. And it leaves that objectivity out, and it leaves that, I don't know what I have to do to get an A or what I don't have to do.
You know your plan going in, and there's no question, there's no ambiguity. This is what needs to happen. And
right.
Very impressive. Now, we spoke before we came on the air. You have 2 grown kids.
I do.
Do you look at your classroom now and go, gosh, I wish my kids had been a part of this? And are you going to be that grandma that makes sure your kids,
I do.
your grandkids
and especially,
are in there?
I have my older child, my daughter, she's graduating college this year, and she's always been that student that does school. Gets school, loves school. And then I have my son who's intelligent, bright. He's not that square peg in the square hole. Mm-hmm. He's kind of a round peg for that square hole pole.
I have one of those too, around, mine really is a square peg for the round hole because I got to hone those edges and get him to where he fits into the world, and it's very difficult.
And my son would have loved that kind of education where he could have, instead of always sitting behind a desk and pencil, paper, get up with that cardboard and get together and make those kind of things. And at the end of the day, they're so jazzed and so excited, and they're chatter with each other about what they did. And then they talk about, well, how could we improve it for next time? What could we do better? How could we make it even better? And these are the kind of conversations that I get to listen to every day. So
well, I have to say, your enthusiasm is infectious. And you walked in here, you're a very happy woman. You like what you do. You like where you are.
I have my dream job.
This, you know what? Who could ask for anything more? That's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you for taking the time to come in and speak to us about Albert Einstein Academy. And if people want to learn more, can you give me your...
Absolutely. It's aealas.org. And you can find out about the elementary school, the junior high, and the high school.
Wonderful. Thank you again for visiting us today.
Thank you for having me.
Bye-bye.